Hey guys, and welcome back to That LP Show. The name of the game is EarthBound for the Super NES. There's no more excuses for us to procrastinate going after Pokey, so we're heading to the docks in Toto to see if we can't charter a ship across the sea to get to Scaraba. Oh, and there's a sign. Damn thing tried to hypnotize me. How does a sign paralyze you? How does a sign paralyze you? Sorry if I seem a little bit loopy. I have a bit of a toothache, so I'm hopped up on Vicodin right now. So if I start slurring my speech, well, that's why. And we got another photo opportunity right here. And before heading here to Summers, I stopped off in Foreside, and I picked up some big bottle rockets for Jeff. We're going to be needing those soon. And of course, I talked to Pooh's master in Dalam, and I healed up and got full HP and PP. And one thing that I forgot to mention that you can do with with homesickness that I wanted to talk about when Ness got it in the last episode is, contrary to popular belief, you cannot prevent homesickness from occurring by regularly talking to your mom on the phone. A lot of people think that if you just stop and talk to mom periodically throughout your adventure, it'll prevent homesickness. No, that has nothing to do with it. Homesickness occurs, it has a small percentage of a chance of occurring after battle, depending on Ness's level. Right now, we're over, our level is in the 40s, so we have about a 2 in 256 chance of getting homesickness after battle. Anyway, thank you. You made my wife wake up. She quit talking about all that serious crap. They said a bad word. They said a bad word. That's what my son, no, that's actually what my son said first time he saw this line. Believe it or not, he's actually played through this game and he beat it. So this is actually the first RPG he's ever beaten. Yeah, let's work hard. If you're courageous, get on this boat. You'll probably see the Kraken and experience getting seasick. After all, it could only cost you your life, and you got that for free. Luck will determine the outcome of this voyage. So, do you want to sail the seas to Scaraba? $20 per person, and I also put all of my money back in the ATM, except for $80, because you're going to need exactly $80 to take this ride. Ready? We're reckless, baby. Bon voyage! I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy this music. There's a lot of little islands around here that we're not gonna get to visit. You see those little buildings right there. That, you know, when I see things like that, it kind of sparks my interest. I remember my first time playing through here. I'm like, you know, wonder when we're gonna get there, but we never do. Wait! I need to stop the boat. It's been a long time since I was out on the open sea, so I feel seasick. Oh man, what am I going to do? A sailor who gets seasick? So how come you guys are all right? So that bald guy over there, your buddy, right? He came from Dalam? You guys must be quite the adventurers. Ha ha ha, I'm feeling much better now. Anchors away. That's not so bad. I knew plenty of guys in the Marine Corps and Navy who would get seasick all the time. Just take some Dramamine. Well, so far we've made it halfway across the sea and we haven't run into any sea monsters. Oh boy. Here it comes! Hello, monstrosity. Do you know the times? This is the Kraken, a pretty tough enemy with no particular weaknesses to, well, anything. Best bet is just go all out with your strongest attacks. I'm gonna do PSI Rock and Beta with Ness, and it actually has kind of a resistance to both fire and freeze, so, you know, just go ahead and use whatever. We're still gonna need to use some strong psychic attacks, so pick one and go with it. It's not gonna do much damage, but oh well. And I think, you know, I've been holding on to this pair of dirty socks for a while. let's go ahead and use that on him just to see what it does. And this is one of the reasons I brought some more big bottle rockets with Jeff. And there we go, freeze Gamma with Pooh. And what does it do? Alright, he's solidified. And that's pretty much your best strategy. Make sure your Franklin badge is on Paula, because he can do a Crash Bang Boom attack, which is the equivalent of PSI Thunder, I think Beta? I think it's the equivalent of PSI Thunder Beta. Since Paula has the lowest HP, you want the Franklin badge on her. He's also capable of breathing fire, equivalent to PSI Fire Gamma. So that's pretty powerful. It shouldn't hurt Jeff or Pooh very much because of Pooh's natural resistance, and Jeff is holding the Flame Pendant. You really want to watch out for Paula when he does that move. On top of that, he's also able to generate a tornado for a lot of normal damage to your entire party. So, you know, keep your guard up for that. There we go. We should be able to take him out in this round. There we go. And I believe Ness learns, yep, PSI Rockin' Gamma. And let's hope Jeff's IQ goes up a significant amount by 3. All right, 1 more IQ point, and he can fix that broken bazooka. Oh, man. I thought you guys were everyday little kids, but you defeated the Kraken. I also helped in the battle. I threw my slippers at the beast. Maybe you didn't notice. Okay, confession time. The only reason I saved the pair of dirty socks until this battle is because of that one line right there. I just thought it made sense to throw my socks at him since he threw his slippers. Hey, you know what? A Chugga Conroy can equip Claws on Pit just because of one line of dialogue in Kid Icarus Uprising? Then I can throw some damn socks at a Kraken over one line in this game. Anyway, here we are in Scaraba, and as soon as we step out of the boat, you'll notice them start to sweat. No, wait, there is a problem here. Did you come from Toto by ship? There's a scary monster in the sea. Did you beat him, or did you escape? Either way, you are fantastic. Okay, so we need to get out of there. The dark-colored sand, well, just, actually, we're not even in the dark colored sand there. On the outskirts of the town, it's too hot for us to just stand there. We will get sunstroke if we wait too long. What are you doing? What are you doing up here? I'm doing this as a hobby. Isn't it cool? No, you're just standing on top of a roof holding a rope down. That's as dumb as planking. I recently made a friend. He used to be a dungeon maker, and now he's Dungeon Man. Would you like to meet him? Hell yeah. Wait a minute, Dungeon Man, isn't that Brick Road? Alrighty then, I'll give you the key so that you can enter him. Enter him? Ew. Oh no, I don't have it. I must have lost it somewhere. Oh, that's convenient. I'm sorry, I don't worry about small things. And what do we have over here? What are you staring at in these trees? Oh, be careful where you walk. It's filthy. A chubby kid did his business out here somewhere. Oh, sounds like we're on the right trail. He wasn't here too long ago. Oh, that's just nasty. Okay, few shops that we can patronize here. So I'm going to withdraw some money from the ATM in the hotel. The Tenda tribe used to live here. They went back to the deep... They went to the back of the deep darkness as they were too innocent. I wonder if they are still alive. Oh, I hope so. They sound so cute and tender. Oh God, I'm bad at this. Okay, let's withdraw some money from the ATM. You know what? Yeah, I'll just put back whatever I don't need. And I know there's like a... Yeah, there you are. Hello. I'll go ahead and buy back those big bottle rockets that I used up. It's good to have Jeff carry at least 4 or 5 of them. All right, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. You know what? I think I'm good for right now. Besides, we're going to get something much better than big bottle rockets a little later in the game. And what do you sell? If you're going to the pyramid, prepare well and be ready for whatever may occur. Alright, and if we come over here, we get another photo opportunity. Where is this guy coming from anyway? Is he an alien? Is he a spirit? I mean, it opens up so many questions. Maybe it's just because I'm heavily medicated that I'm thinking of this. Oh well, if you already got what you need, great. But if you don't, well, that would be a real shame. Take a look at my menu and decide, is there anything listed that you might want? Alright, they got some pretty good stuff here. Like I said, you can pick up a platinum band here, and it's much cheaper than what it was in Summers. Oh, you know what? We can get a crystal charm here for Paula. Nice little piece of jewelry for the girl. And, oh, it only raised by 1 point. Oh, well. It's something to replace her great charm, which she's been having on her since Lilliput Steps. And we'll go ahead and pick up this broken cannon. We can actually repair this with Jeff's IQ at level 32, so we can actually go to a hotel and fix it right now if we wanted to. And one more thing that I want to buy is the piggy nose. And I'm immediately going to stick this thing in a Scargo Express because we are not going to need it until a little later in the game. Alright, that's all we can do here. Everybody else pretty much just sells food items. This guy right here can sell you a bag of snakes. It's full of snakes. You can throw it at enemies in order to poison them. This guy sells different kinds of snakes. All the same thing. You just throw them at enemies just like weapons. And they stand a chance of poisoning the enemy. This white building over here, I know it may be hard to tell because it's, you know, all the language here is written in a weird wormy squiggly language, similar to Arabic, but it might actually be Arabic, I don't even know it. But anyway, this is the hospital in here, and in this hospital, in spite of the fact that this place is supposed to be like the Middle East, we still have a bunch of white people in it. Alright, so I'm going to hit up the hotel, and I'm going to try to repair that broken cannon, and I will be right back. Okay, well, that wasn't very economical, so I swung by Saturn Valley to do it for free because this hotel in here cost about $400 per stay. Anyway, before moving on, I want to call a Scargo Express and drop off that piggy nose. There you go, so they're on their way, and I have no real need to be carrying around all this money. No, not withdrawal, deposit. Deposit! There we go, put all that money back. Oh, actually, you know what? Crap, I'm going to actually need some money for a Scargo Express. That's me not thinking, that's me being medicated. There we go. Alright, nothing much else to do here. Let's head south to the pyramid. And we gotta be very careful not to die of sunstroke. And you know what? As long as I'm dropping off of the piggy nose, I don't really have much of a need for the exit mouse either, so I'll go ahead and drop that off as well. That should be good. Alright, a few new enemies that we can run in here. On top of the normal enemies that we'll run into, we can also encounter a master criminal worm. There we go. Oh wow, we lucked out so good. It's just like the criminal caterpillar in the Dusty Dunes Desert, except it's stronger and gives you more experience. Let's see how much we got. And it runs away from you when outside of battle just like it. Oh wow, it's double that. Alright, so we should gain quite a few levels from that. Just a quick note, if somehow you actually manage to get into battle with this thing, it can kill you pretty fast. And here we have the high-class UFO, a pretty normal enemy. He actually starts battle with a PSI shield beta, so just stick to regular attacks unless you want to use the neutralizer to take that down, or take down his shield. Other than that, pretty weak enemy. One annoying move that he has is he can disrupt your senses and disable your PSI, but that only lasts for, you know, the duration of the battle or just a few turns. There we go. Yeah, he's putting that psychic shield right back on, so even if you did neutralize it, he most likely would have put it back on the next turn, so it's best just to take him out with regular attacks. And you do want to save him for the last enemy you destroy in the chance that he shows up in a group of enemies. And he sells water to those that are thirsty, and this is a bottle of DX water, which actually heals more psychic points than just a regular bottle of water. On top of that, bottles of water also have the added effect of curing sunstroke if you have it. We have PSI healing alpha, so I'm not going to worry about it too much, and we have other bottles of water. Actually, you know what? Oh, never mind. I don't even have the money. Anyway, we have this Sphinx right here. What this is for is, as you can see, this door right here is locked, and we have a photo opportunity in front of it. So anyway, those buttons down there, we need to press them in a particular order in order to open up this door. And in order to learn that order, it's actually written on the hieroglyph copy that we got back at the Cultural Museum in Summers. However, I don't need that, so I dropped it off with the Scargo Express because I have the sequence memorized. Go to this top one right here. Are you a thief, a warrior, or one who has come to see my majesty? You must decide what you really are. Therefore, what will you do? Alright, so we hit that one, then we come down here, and up to this one, and over here, and down here, and up again. It kind of completes a star pattern. Warriors, enter now. Search for the Hawkeye. Alright. And you can actually skip that photo opportunity if you want to by getting in a diagonal position facing the entrance and then activating teleport alpha to just beeline straight through the the area that triggers the photo guy from coming down. And some of these hieroglyphs come to life, so alright, we need to look out for those guys that pop out of the wall. And we have a new enemy right here. This is the Fierce Shatterman. He's pretty much just a stronger version of the Shatterman we ran into at the Cultural Museum. We want to, first of all, because he's susceptible to paralysis, we want to use that on him as fast as we can because he has some pretty strong attacks. Other than that, go out with strong attacks like PSI Freeze because for some reason, being a mummy, he's not weak against fire. I don't understand that. He should be weak against fire because, you know, dry bandages and all. But no, he's actually a little weaker to freeze. He's not particularly weak to it. He just has, you know, less of a resistance to it than he does fire. Oh, wow. Looks like I didn't even get around to having to use paralysis. And does this come alive? No. We need to watch out for those hieroglyphs. Some of them do pop out, like that one right there. And this is the Guardian Hieroglyph. Make sure you have the Franklin badge on Paula because he can use PSI Thunder Alpha and Beta, and he can also use PSI Flash, and he can also give you a cold. He's weak against fire, but it's best just to conserve your PP and take him out with regular attacks. Easy enough. I'd still use fire if you run into a group of them, though. They can be a bit of a nuisance, especially with that flash ability. And in here, we get a Viper. This is one of the things that gets sold in Scaraba. It's just a snake that you can throw at an enemy and poison them. And new enemy right here, this is a lethal asp. He can actually coil around you and cause you to be solidified. He can bite you and poison you. And he's kind of a reptile because it's a snake, which means that it's susceptible to PSI freeze. Other than that, though, once again, another weak enemy that you can take out with regular attacks if you want to. If it does manage to poison you, just wait until after battle to heal because he'll probably just poison you again before you end the battle. And do you come alive? Yep. And from that battle, Paula learned PSI Freeze Omega, which is pretty much the strongest PSI Freeze attack in the game. And that'll come in handy against some of the stronger enemies. Okay, we got a few paths that we can take here. I'm going to go in here first of all. Ultimately, we're going to want to open up a path to that casket we saw in the center of that room back there, but I'm just taking a detour to gather up all the treasure that's scattered around here. Not too many of the treasures in this area are of any note. And we have a new enemy right here. This is the Petrified Royal Guard. He's actually a very, very tough enemy with no real weaknesses, save for maybe paralysis. Once again, because he can hit you so hard, we want to paralyze him as soon as we can in order to just, you know, keep him from pounding us to death. Come on, let's get that little guy out of the way first. There we go. He shouldn't be bothering us. And now we can just pretty much go all out. If you want to, you can use some strong PSI attacks on him just to, you know, finish him off as quickly as you can. You especially might want to do that with Paula and Pooh. Actually, to be honest, that's probably my best bet. I'm probably going to do that. Not my most powerful attacks, but I'll just stick with the gamma levels for right now. I'll do beta with Pooh. There we go. Anyway, what was I saying before I was so rudely interrupted by the new enemies? Oh yeah, none of the treasures in here are of a particular note, save for maybe 2 of them. Yeah, and well, that's one of them. We definitely want that bag of Dragonite. Other than that, we're mainly going after one item in particular. The Sphinx actually mentioned it. It's called the Hawkeye. We don't really know what we're going to need it for. Actually, I think it may briefly have explained it to us in passing. You know, one of the characters said something about the deep darkness. We don't really know why we need it, but, you know, that'll get explained a little later in the game. All we know now is that we need to get to the... we need to somehow find a switch to move that casket over in order to drop down in there and get the treasure of the pyramid, the Hawkeye, before we can get out of here. But that's going to have to wait until next time. And until next time, thank you for watching That LP Show, and have a one that is good.